Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here. Today we're going to be reviewing episode 4 of Quatermass and the Pit. Now, I wanted to just do a review. I did reactions to the first 3 episodes, but I'm discovering very quickly I really hate editing them, like a lot, especially since I don't know how to do picture-in-picture. I'm always disappointed with how they come out, and it's probably just me being more overly critical on myself. I'm sure y'all are enjoying them just fine. But I don't really enjoy editing them. And I think dealing with that is part of why it's taken so long to get episode 4 done for me to watch it. Plus, I was sick for about a week and a half. And that threw me off a couple weeks. Plus, with season 9 dropping, I've really been focusing on Doctor Who stuff. Then I got sent a couple Doctor Who things I've been watching. And I realized the best way for me to do it was for me to just do a review and talk about it. I'll probably do a review for episode 5 and then probably a reaction to episode 6. At least that's the plan. I liked episode 4. I enjoy, because we pick up right when they had opened the interior of the front of the ship and they found the dead insect aliens. I like how the kind of Colonel character is, your imagination's running wild. And how Quatermass is just like, isn't yours? I love that dialogue. And the way the guy playing Quatermass says it is really good. I really enjoyed that little piece there. Because it makes sense. Everything's going on. Is it yours? I mean, and then learning how that had been airtight, and it hadn't decomposed at all because no air had gotten in. Very War of the Worlds. Had a very War of the Worlds feel of it there. But, of course, it wouldn't. Nothing would decompose with no bacteria to cause it to decompose. So that didn't start happening until they... Until they started opening up the sealed area and let the air in. And then learning that the stuff hanging up kind of works like nerve ends, like nerve endings. And so the ship can be piloted just so drastically different than any way we conceive of. That's fascinating to me. Especially since the ship looks very like a ship on the outside, very much like the Dalek ship in Power of the Daleks, actually. I also like the scene when Quatermass is figuring it out that the aliens may have influenced our development when he's in the room with the scientist guy with the glasses and they're looking at the skull, the abnormal skull that doesn't quite work right, and you see him putting it all together. It's a very Doctor moment. Again, it very much is reminiscent of the Doctor. And you can just get the impression that Quatermass is like a lost incarnation of the Doctor. The way he's putting it together, he's like the will to survive, and he puts it together that maybe they were from a planet that's now dead, like Mars, and they knew it was dying, so they came here to influence us, so they could take over and have another home. That's pretty cool. I like that. Just that whole scene of him putting it together and him as an actor just explaining it is really well done. And then the scene when, he's explaining it to the higher-ups, and then the higher-ups don't want to listen to him. They want to listen to the military guy, the kind of colonel military guy. And because he still thinks it's the Jerrys are doing it, the Jerrys. And, of course, the one guy who's kind of in charge is like, yeah, Quatermass, you're silly. Let's take the common sense approach and just listen to... And I'm sitting here going, you should listen to the almost doctor. He knows what he's talking about here. It is one of those times when they're listening to the wrong guy, and just in the audience you're like, of course they're not going to listen to Quatermass, and Quatermass, you can just see him over there. The ending is interesting. I wasn't expecting all of that to happen. I mean, I knew something was going to happen. The one guy there by himself with the with the generator, and then he turns it off. The light goes off, and of course he goes into it once the light goes off. I'm just like, something's going to happen. Then he starts hearing the noises, and he falls down, and the wrench stuff starts moving around on its own. Of course, the girl comes back to get stuff, and she gets kind of caught up in it, and so she's doing her screaming. The run the guy does when he runs out of there, it's a little hard to take seriously. It's a really weird kind of like chicken run. It's really weird run. And then the scuffing of the feet, you can tell that's somebody from sound adding that in. It's okay at first, but over time you keep hearing it and it becomes a little grating. The incidental music, of course, is fine in the whole episode, but especially right here at the cliffhanger, the incidental music is fantastic. Very much enjoying it. It's really good at building suspense and tension and atmosphere. It does a really good job at that. And then seeing that wherever he goes, like, you know, whatever force or entity it is seems to be following him, stuff's flinging around. He goes to the little food cart and, you know, the cups start flinging around. And then when he falls down outside the church and the, I'm guessing, preacher is there looking at him, you see like the ground moving right at the cliffhanger. That's raises so many questions. Like, okay, what's going on? Another piece of the puzzle. I'm confused again. I definitely enjoyed it. It's still what's going on. There's a lot of what's going on. I mean, we have more information. Aliens that are like insects who somehow are only on like 3 legs. I wonder if that's like a nod to War of the Worlds or if that's plays into the story later. Probably from Mars. Planet was dying out. They came here. To some degree or another, influenced our development for some end goal, probably for their benefit. So it's interesting getting more answers to the puzzle, but now we have more questions. Like, is the guy accidentally causing the psychic powers now? Did him being in there somehow give him that and he just can't control it? Is there some other ghost-like force? You know, a lot of questions. I did enjoy it. Like I said, the guy who plays Quatermass is good. I really, really like him as an actor. I kind of like the guy with the glasses, too. He's not in this one as much, but I like him. And, of course, they did find the woman kind of knocked out with, like, a cut on her head. Like, maybe something hit her in the head and knocked her out. Hopefully she's okay. I think the biggest question is whether or not these aliens were malevolent or not. Like, did they have sinister intentions, or were they just trying to find another place to live? So were they benevolent aliens or malevolent aliens, you know, kind of trying to figure out whether they're bad aliens or whether they're just aliens, you know. So I think that's going to be a key point to me, is finding out what the nature and the motivation of the insect aliens is in this story. So, Quatermass in the Pit, episode 4. What do you think of it? Comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. Let me know whether you prefer the reaction format of the first 3 videos or you just prefer me reviewing it like I have with episode 4 and like I tend to do with the Doctor Who stuff. I'd be curious to hear which one you like better. I also want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons: Stephen Crane, Finn Perkins, Colin Coney, and Unknown289. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I want to give a special shout out to Michael Andrews. He did send me this so I could watch it. I'm sorry it's taking so long to get through it, Michael. I really don't like editing videos, I'm learning. But I very much appreciate you sending that. It was on my wish list, so thank you for that. I also have a P.O. box down there if there's anything you would like to send me, and a link to my Amazon wish list is down there as well. Most importantly, thank you for watching.